I'm watching. I'm watching. Are you in the event?
I'm in the event. Well, hello, everybody. Oh, there it is. There it clicked over. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Invisible Assistant. Angie and I are so excited to have you here tonight. So exciting to be here with you live on this Wednesday night, our last Wednesday in January. Grateful to be here with you for this. I am so excited by it.
Me too.
You are too, Angie?
Me too. I'm coming up now. I'm popping
You're
up.
coming up for air now. You've been working.
Air.
You have been working so hard on this. Okay, I mean, there's so much that goes into putting on a presentation, folks, and you know that. But Angie levels up a presentation when she's working on it. Hey, Rose. Mary Ann live.
I can't see comments.
Refresh or something. Mary Ann's all excited. I was excited to get little Missy's picture the other night when I was in Chicago. I really should have just skipped my plane back home and gone to Culver's. I had just hit Culver's time. We live. You are live, Kelly. This counts as watching us live. Hey, Dawn, Kevin, Julie. I had a great talk with Julie.
Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, I love Jacksonville, Florida.
So excited. Jane's here. Hey, Jane, how are you? Val.
Val's here.
Abe isn't far behind. Terry. This is great to have everybody tonight. So excited to have you here live with us.
Iowa's in.
I always very much appreciate the replay people. So I do appreciate y'all that watch the replays. It is incredibly humbling the hours of video that you guys consume with that.
Yeah.
So we're so proud to be here for you tonight. We have a great presentation for you. That is going to be, I'm going to argue, transformative. By the way you're looking, Angie, you're getting the comments now. So
I'm seeing the comments now. Look at everybody.
Hey, Kim, good to have you here live. I got Angie's present right here from Kim. I have this is really cool. I have a pen from Kim's store, and it's really neat because it's pink, but it also has this little thing. It's hard to see in here. Yeah. That looks like it's something, but it just bounces around in there when you press it. And I have Kim's business cards. Okay, for you. See, I have a little present here from my visit to Kim's store last week. Hey, Karen, Greta, Martha, you made it.
And Cheryl, was that you that just posted this week about your cute little store?
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Love Arkansas.
Oh, gosh, look at everybody hopping.
Alexa,
we got a big group here.
We have an international audience here tonight.
We do have an international audience. Yes, Cheryl, cute store. Cute store. Thanks for sharing, by the way. Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get going.
Let's get going.
I think the people came here to buy some Amway products.
I think so. What do we want to sell them tonight?
You know?
Okay. What do we want to sell them?
Hey, Jackie. Great to have you. Oh, you never know when we'll get to Texas, April, you know? We get around.
Yes, in a good way.
In a good way.
You guys.
It's a really cool place to eat right nearby, too. It's got a bunch of good places to eat. Pickle pizza. I had pickle pizza with Kim.
Oh, I haven't ever done that. Pepperoni, cream cheese, extra cream cheese, and extra sauce. That's my thing.
Yeah, I've never done this either, but you know, Kim had said it was fabulous, and the waiter said, "I hear you talking about the pickle pizza," and we pickled it. Yeah. It was great.
Nice.
Hey, Jessica. All right. Hey, Angie, I'm giving you the stage here. Take us away.
I'm gonna take it away. So you guys, this is the big thing. If you have questions, just throw them in the comments, and April and Neil will kind of watch them, and then we will see if we have not gotten to the answers by the end of this presentation. Then we'll see how we can answer them and help you out. But first thing I want to do is I'm going to share my screen. And hopefully tell me that you see my little robot. My little
We
robot.
got it. We got your robot.
Oh, I lost my friend. Here, hold on.
I got it. It is streaming your robot.
Okay, I got the robot. There's just a couple of things I have to make sure that I have up before we get going, and I think I am good. So, okay, take a deep breath and let's get going. Are you all ready to go? Get your worksheets out because
Yes, if you don't have your worksheets, that was posted in the group. You can download it. It's a nice PDF. It's a great PDF. So make sure you download that and follow along.
Yep. So let me ask you a question before we dive in. Here's the question. Neil, everybody else, just like tell me which one you've used in the comments. Have you ever used, and I'm going to spell her name because I don't want to mess up my phone. Have you ever used Siri or Alexa? I can use that because I don't have one right here. Have you ever used either of them in your store, in your personal, at home? If you've used either one of those two, just pop in the comments which one's your favorite. Because if you have ever said, hey, so-and-so, and asked it a question, or hey, Alexa, what's the weather out today? Or play my favorite song, or any of those kinds of questions, you're using AI. AI is all around you, right? Everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. AI has been in our lives for so long in a lot of different ways that we probably don't even think about it. So, like when you watch Netflix and it pops up and it says recommended shows, right? That happens for you, right?
Right.
That's AI. If you get rerouted because of traffic, if you're on Waze or in Google Maps or whatever, that's AI. If all of these things, if you have a Roomba that's learning patterns in your store, they're using AI. So AI is all around us, even though we don't think about how it's affected our lives.
I love, and everybody is talking about it, Angie. Everybody's using
Right?
something.
Yeah.
I will tell you that Alexa says she can't use Alexa.
I bet it would be very hard to use that around her.
Yeah.
But that's funny. So again, they are all over the place, right? Whether it's the Echo, the whatever this one's called, your phone, AI is everywhere. But let me ask you another question. Do you have a to-do list that looks something like this? Like if I had that window, I would be writing all over it with my dry erase markers or putting stickies all over just like this. If you have a list like this, tell me you do. Neil, do you have a list?
I I do. I always have a list. I don't know that most people's lists are as organized as your wall of stickies, Angie. I don't know that that most
Someday I should show that
are that organized.
Right. But here's the deal. This might or might not happen to you. And if it doesn't happen to you, well, then I guess I'm a little weird and I will take it. But let's say using this list, you decide, oh, today I need more inventory. Right there in the middle of the list, we're getting more inventory. That's what I need. Okay. So I will sit there being me and I will be like, yep, if I do what Angie says I'm supposed to do, I'm going to write some emails. Yep, write some emails. Because if I write some emails, then what's going to happen? I'm going to get all the inventory I want because Angie says it's going to work and I know it's going to work. So I'm going to write some emails. But what's going to happen is I'm going to get all this stuff. And if all this stuff comes in, then I'm going to be inundated with stuff and I don't have enough people. And if I don't have enough people, I'm going to have to hire employees. And if I have to hire employees, I don't know what to do. I don't have a job description. I don't know how to hire anybody. I don't have a hiring yet. I better go to social media and I better write the social media thing, right? So then I'm going to have to create that job description. If I have to create that job description, then I'm going to have to do interview questions because I don't know what to interview, what to say. And I don't know if they can if I can even ask the question. So can I do all this stuff? So I got to have all that aligned. And if I get all of that in line, then I'm going to have to say, yes, you got the job, or no, you didn't get the job. And if you do get the job, then you're going to come and work for me. And if you come and work for me, I have to have an onboarding list. And if I have to have an onboarding list, that means I'm going to have a training manual. And if I'm going to have a training manual, then that's going to mean that I'm going to have to write a procedure manual and a policy manual, and I'm going to have to tell them what we're all about. But all this stuff is in my head. It's not written down. So I got to write all this stuff. And if I do write all this stuff, then I'm going to have to put all this out there somewhere. I'll have to put it on a website. I'll have to do that. So I'll have to do some little Google business listing and get that going. But if I hire these people, then I'm going to get more people to come in because this is what's going to be happening. And all these people are going to come in. So I'm going to have to clean my store. And if I have to clean my store, I have to write a policy on how to clean my store so they know what to write, what to do to clean my store, how to clean the toilets, because a lot of people don't know how to clean that. So I got to write this daily plan. And if I have this daily plan, then I'm going to have staff meetings to explain the daily plan. And I don't know how to have a staff meeting, so I better write that too. So then if I have a staff meeting, then I'm going to have all these people to come in. I'm going to have to teach them customer service. And then I'm going to have promotions at events. I'm going to have cute displays. And oh my gosh, I'm going to get so busy because then I'm going to have to do an online store. I'm going to have to have the shipping process. I'm going to have to order supplies. Anybody else? Anybody else have that thought process? Or is that just me? Right? Take a breath. Right? I never knew.
Yeah, but it feels like that people are saying you see them. You
right? Need to breathe. I sound like the cartoon chipmunk. But right, that is what happens. That is what happens to us because we have all of these things on our list that we want to do, and we don't have enough time. We don't have enough energy to do it. So we need to feel that there can be a better way. We need to feel that there can be an easier way because we should not be living in the overwhelm. What we should be living in is figuring out how to make this easier, how to make this better. And that's exactly why you're here tonight. I'm going to ask you to trust this process with me, right? So before I need to take a deep breath. Before I go on, if you just hear people talking about AI and are not sure what it's about, then, and they tell us not to be so stressed, right? If you give a mouse a cookie. So AI, I asked ChatGPT what AI is, and it says it's a set of technologies that allow computers to perform tasks that usually require human intelligence. AI can learn from experience, analyze data, and make decisions. I was like, okay, let's try that again. Artificial means it's made by people. Intelligence means it can think, kind of. But it learns from all over, from books, documents, pictures, even games. The more it learns, the better it gets. So it can help you with things like emails, processes, and planning events in your store. So if I'm talking about AI, what is ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT is a generative pre-trained transformer.
That's complete English there, Angie.
Whatever that means. I can't tell you how many times I have seen this slide and done this, and I still can't remember if someone put a gun to my head. What does ChatGPT stand for? But it's a type of AI that powers ChatGPT. It's a chatbot, right? So let's try that one again. It's like having a very helpful digital assistant. And it can talk back to you in conversational style. So I'm going to back up just one. I'm just going to back up one. I asked ChatGPT, what is ChatGPT? This is what it got me. I then asked ChatGPT, put it to me like I'm in third grade. Explain it to me like I'm a third grader. And this is the response I get. So I want you to understand, if you know nothing about ChatGPT, it can simplify, it can understand what you need as you tell it, and then you have conversations back and forth. That's the easiest way. You tell it what you want, you get specific, and then you have conversations. And it is truly, you can truly have conversations with ChatGPT. But a lot of times people are, me before my ADHD, love that. A lot of people are afraid of ChatGPT. If you don't use ChatGPT, can you just type in the comments and you can do it as we go through this, but what is it that makes you not want to use ChatGPT? Why is it that you've not done it? Or if you've just dabbled, why are you just kind of like dipping your toes in there? Just kind of give me a little idea so that I can make sure that as we go through here, we're going to answer your questions. Now, this is one of the biggest things about ChatGPT, the biggest, I don't even know what to call it, a misconception or that robots are going to take us over. There's that fear of the unknown. I don't understand it. It's intimidating. I get all that. But you know what? Here's the deal. If you know me, then you know that knowledge is the enemy of fear is my favorite quote. And the more you understand something and get to learn about it, that fear subsides. And so that's why we're here tonight. That's why a lot of you are here tonight. It's the fear of that unknown. You don't get it. You're intimidated. Guess what? When you are done with this presentation, when you're done with this, you're not going to feel that way anymore. You're going to be excited. You're going to be like, what can it do? Because it can do a lot. But a lot of times we feel that we don't have the technical knowledge to hit some of these things. And I will tell you, as women, a lot of women think that they're not as fast to jump in the techno pool, so to speak. So because some of the wording and that it gets overwhelming and the scariness of it. And it's just like me being scared with math. I hate math. You know what? I mean, like I'm not the math person, but the more I got to know about it, the more Neil explained it to me, I lost that fear, right? I was able to understand it. So I could tell Neil, explain more. Now, what happens if this? What about this? And I was getting excited about the math and the finances stuff. And I've never been that way. Same thing here. They talk about engineering and prompts and the something, whatever generator. You know, don't be afraid of it just because it sounds techy. It's not. All you need to know, you don't have to know how to code. You don't know, you need any tech stuff. You just need to have a conversation. And guess what? Women are great at having conversations. So that's exactly what we're going to do with ChatGPT. So
Jackie wants to put on her tinfoil hat. If only we had got thought of that for tonight.
yeah, you never know what I might think of next time. I already got them. But anyway, so another one is that it takes too much time or it costs too much money. Programs, a lot of the programs out there, $0, right? ChatGPT, the one that we're going to work through tonight, there's a free version, $0. That's all you need is that free thing. And people think it's going to take way too much time to even try to learn it. Not true. You know how to have a conversation. If you have employees, you know how to go back and forth. The same way that you have these conversations with your team is kind of the same way that you talk to ChatGPT. You give it instructions, you give it feedback, and you praise it. Same kind of concepts here. That's one of the ways to get the most out of the machine. Another one is it's going to expose my store's information that the wrong person's going to see it, take my stuff, right? But just like everything else that you do that you put out there, it doesn't matter if it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or anything else, buying something on Amazon, you are still putting that information out there and you have to be the one that's in charge. You have to be the one that's not giving stuff out there. So you're never going to want to ask ChatGPT to help you with passwords or to give it information, financial information about your store as far as like bank numbers and all of that stuff. Will it sound authentic? Hold on to that question, Martha. We're going to get to that one. So, but what you might not know is ChatGPT, this program is encrypted between the user and ChatGPT. It goes through a security audit. And it does identify weaknesses in the program. They only have a certain number of people, authorized people that can access it. And it has a bug bounty program, which means that they have high-tech people and programs that they're running constantly to find bugs in the system. But again, you have to minimize your own risk on what you put in there. This would be the only time I'd feel comfortable being bossy. Oh, you can be super bossy with this too, Kelly, let me tell you. Another misconception is that I'm going to be overwhelmed and I'm going to lose my own voice. There is a lot of information out there. I'm not like that's completely true, but it's how you talk to ChatGPT, how you talk to it, how you ask for responses. It's not going to overwhelm you, but you have to control it. You are in control of this program. And it's not going to it could feel a little canned, but then it's up to you to put your own voice, your own brand voice. You have to tell it what you want. You have to feed that machine, right? So there's a difference between April and I as to how we use AI. I do a lot. I get overwhelmed, so I will say only ask me 3 questions because I don't want a list of 10 to 20 questions. Whereas April will take that 10 to 20 questions and just answer them one by one. I don't work that way, even though earlier you heard me like spewing all those blah, 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 because that's how my mind goes. Sometimes my mind needs to be reined in and I just need to not feel overwhelmed. So if I tell it I only want 1 or 2 questions to clarify at a time that I'm going to answer, it understands that. Okay. This is meant to enhance your ideas, your connections, your store. It's meant to be a partner, not a competitor. So we're going to go through this process. I'm going to give you an idea of how we started. So when I first started, my first thing when I asked ChatGPT and I got in here and I said, okay, so write an email for a consignment or resale store. Great. A couple seconds later, I have this email. And if I look at it, it's not bad. It's not a bad rough draft outline, right? But if you look at it from the perspective of what from Next Level Resale, it's an email that you as a store owner would send out, not what I would send out. So I got a little more specific and said, write an email I could send to a consignment or resale store owner. So my next response back was an email that I could send out, right? Is it perfect? No. Is it a great start? Absolutely. I mean, within seconds, I had this, but you can see the difference in how I posed just those first 2 questions when I started this as the different responses that I received back, right? So when you look at your list, what I want you to think about as we go through this, because tonight we're just going to talk about emails to get your feet wet in it. But when you look at this list, everything on here, just like my mind was throwing all of these things together, everything on here can be done with the help of ChatGPT or any other program, right? So I want you to just think about this, is that you can save a lot of time, energy, money by using ChatGPT as your partner in everything that you do, okay? Neil, any questions in that group?
No, they're commenting on what people use it for. Marianne uses it for marketing. Karen uses it for her monthly emails. Karen, we got to talk more often than monthly. And Kelly feels that many of the unsolicited emails that she gets are AI created because she finds grammar errors. And sadly, Kelly, I'll tell you that more of those are just written by a human.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, are you ready to dive in a little bit more? We ready to move on?
Let's keep it going, Angie. Keep this train moving.
Okay, so you might have gotten an email or 2 from Sally, Rosie, and Ed. Those are the names of our 3 AI little machines that work behind the scenes for us. So it was interesting that I asked AI, can you give me a graphic idea of something that I could do to explain what we're going to be talking about? And it said, sure, put a robot, put some cogs, put some puzzle pieces, light bulbs, do a checklist and a book with the stuff coming out of it, some speech bubbles and some lists and everything. I'm like, sweet. I didn't have to think about any of it. I asked and it said. So think of the different things that you can use as we go along. Think of how you can use ChatGPT to help you with your program, right? Or with your business.
Mm-hmm.
So when you feed the machine, that's what I call it, feed the machine, is you need to provide context. You need to be specific in what you want, any kind of limitations, and then you're going to refine it. I got to make sure that I didn't skip anything here. Sorry. But AI is only as good as the information that you give it and the clarification that you have go back and forth. So when you're providing the context of the why or the task that you want them to do, you're going to be specific. You're going to maybe say, I only want it to be a headline of 5 words. Take this whole paragraph and give me a headline, 5 words. You want to, when it comes back, you want to be like, not so great. But then maybe you're gonna say, on the next one, you're gonna say, I usually say, give me a list of 20 suggested headlines. So I'm gonna get more and be able to search through them and put things together. So again, you are putting your own voice into here, into whatever comes out. And you feed the machine because it's going to, again, save you time. The more you feed it up front, the more it's going to be able to give you responses and help you write things and do things in your store that are tailored to your business, not to anybody else, but to you. And one of the biggest things that it does when you feed this machine is it opens up your own creativity, because it's like having a brainstorming buddy right there. Because you can ask it, brainstorm some ideas for me for a promotion that I want to do for Earth Day. Brainstorm some email ideas. You're just going to keep going, right? So when you feed the machine and keep it going, you have to figure out what your AI, ChatGPT, bot, whatever you want to call your person.
But it should have a name. It should have a name.
It should.
Okay, because that's part of the conversation. Okay.
I have several of them, and I named it Avery, and I told it why I named it Avery, like because it's a very important part. So Avery has a name. So if I ask Avery, what's your name? He'll tell me I'm Avery. Perfect, right? So what do they crave? Right? We want them to be fed, but they want specifics all about your business. Imagine a customer coming into the store and saying, I need something. You can't pick out anything because you don't know what it is. But if they come in and they say, I'm looking for a black cocktail dress in a size medium, then you can point them straight to what they need. And then you can be like, oh, and here's some jewelry. And here's the shoes. Here's the dressing room. If you need an honest opinion, let me know and we'll help you out, right? Because you're building this whole connection with people. Same thing here with ChatGPT. The more details you give it about your business, the easier it's going to find the right solutions to help solve the task or the problem that you have. And when you give it structure in the form of prompts, which is basically starting the conversation, I need, I want, write me, right? It's like asking a friend for help or advice. The clearer and more specific you are, the better the response. So if you just say, write an email, it can write it about anything. But if you say, write an email about how to check your items for stains before coming into the store, then it's going to spit this out because you're going to feed the machine with your consignment agreements, how to bring things in. You're going to feed the machine with everything about your store, because then it's going to know, and then it's going to be able to respond to that. The other thing you need to do is speak up, right? Again, Kelly, this is where you can boss them, right? You can name them, you just tell them what their name is, and then you keep using their name. You can do that, right? So when you speak up and give them instructions, feedback, and expectations, it's just, think of it like an employee review meeting where if your employee comes in and you just say, do better, and that's all you say, they're going to have no clue what you're talking about, because, well, I ring people up, I talk to customers, I clean the toilet, I do this, I do this, I do this. What do you mean do better? But if you tell them exactly, we want you to focus on improving customer service by greeting every customer, then they have a goal. Same thing when you talk to ChatGPT, refine the answer to include this, make it into a checklist. Sweet, they're going to do it. And then when you say, perfect, love this, this is exactly what I'm looking for, it's almost like they crave it. Like, I don't know if there's any specific data out there that says the more you praise it, the better it gets. But I've seen better, I have seen better answers when I praise it and say, I love this. I love how you did this for me. I love how you understood what I needed. I loved how you took this and did this. And so it is kind of like going on a blind date, Kim. Yep. That's a great way to say it. So you're going to, again, conversations. So where is a person to start? Okay. Yes, ChatGPT is the best free employee you use. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. So the first thing we want you to do is we want you to, we're talking about Chat GPT, but you could really use this on any of the, you can use it on Bard or some of the other ones as well. But we're going to go through Chat GPT and explain this. So Chat GPT has different levels. You can have the free account, which I would say sign up for just the free account. You can have the plus, which is 20 bucks a month, or the pro, which is 200. There are limitations on the free. I asked ChatGPT, I have Googled, I have tried to find out what the exact limits are for the number of conversations, transmissions you can have on the free, and no one seems to have a straightforward answer. Even ChatGPT won't answer me that. But I know that once you hit a limit, it's going to basically say, yep, try again later. The same thing does happen on the plus, but I get a lot more than I do on the free. So if you're just starting, use the free until you figure out if you need the plus, because you can have a lot of conversations in that free account without having to pay for the monthly fee, right? So start with the free account. And then there's also there seems to be some limitations on the voice. I can have a conversation, go back and forth on the plus account, or on the free account, I believe you can only just record and upload that. But I'm going back and forth with my Chat GPT. And so they're listening and then refining, and then we're just kind of having a true conversation. Thanks, April, for putting that out there. So when you go on and create the account, it pops up, and the first thing in the upper right-hand corner, it's going to have this, if you click on your little profile symbol, it's going to have this information, right? So it's going to have my GPTs, customized settings, upgrade, and log out. So if you were to first go into customize, it's going to ask your name and ask you information about what you do and what you're going to use it for and what kind of tone. So you kind of fill that out there, okay? But the other thing I want to show you guys, if you go into settings and make sure in your worksheet, make sure this is turned on. Go into settings, go into personalization, and in memory, this should be toggled on. That way it's going to remember the things and the conversations and get better at the responses that it's going to give you back, okay? So remember, I like concise responses. I just got a puppy. What do you remember about me? I can sit here and ask it what it remembers about me, and it's going to spit out this whole long thing about who I am, what I do, and how I like my stuff, which is kind of cool. So try that in about a month after using it. It's really kind of cool. In the middle of your screen, you're going to have the what can I help with box, right? And start typing. Write it, tell it what you want. Write a theme. How much paint, figure out how much paint I need to paint my house. All this stuff ChatGPT can help you with, right? So you're just going to type it in right there. The biggest thing I want to tell you on this is hit Control Enter to space between your thoughts, or it will send it. So you see these breaks I have in here, Control Enter. If you don't, then it will just write an email or whatever you have on that first line or whatever you've written. April sometimes will a lot of times we'll just free form type all in a row, where I like to space mine out. So I'm using Control Enter a lot. If you're on your phone, you can just hit return and it'll just do it. Just automatically do it. It won't send it until you hit the send button. But this is just like the carriage return, Control Enter, okay? That's your send button. This little icon is going to be a huge thing for you. It is the paperclip icon where you can upload and attach documents of all kinds. You can only upload, I believe it's 10 at a time. At some point in time, it might say we're at a kind of limit, but attach documents about your store, attach your vision statement, attach your consignment contract, attach how to bring things in. You can put all of this right in here, and it's going to help you get the responses that you need. So a lot of times I will put in there, attaches my consignor agreement, analyze it, and help me write an email for. And it's going to do that and pick all the stuff up. This is voice activation if you have that option, so you can talk to it instead. And then on the left-hand side, you have your sidebar, and the sidebar is going to have this little icon collapses your sidebar so it goes away. Next one is you can search your chats. So your chats are all gonna line up here. Next to your chat, you're gonna have dot, 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 where you can rename your chat. So if you're having a sale on, or doing a thing about a promotion for Earth Day, change that if it doesn't automatically put in Earth Day in there as what it wants to remember your stuff as. Type in Earth Day, change that so that you can go back later and search your chats for just that specific event. Or search your chats for an email about consigning. So you don't have, so you have a history and you can find it easier. That little icon means to start a new chat, and you'll use that quite a bit so you don't confuse thoughts. And then this is where you're going to sit most of the time in this Chat GPT, which is the basic starter point for GPT. Okay. This for some reason cut off, but this is a Chat GPT Pro feature that it's like its own browser. You can explore other GPTs that are more specific. Let's see. And then again, down here's all of your chat conversations where again, if you hit the three dots, it's going to be share, rename, archive, and delete. Okay. A lot of information there, but I promise you, we're getting into the meat of what you need to do to feed this machine. If you have the memory turned on, it's going to remember a lot of the old information that you put in, and it's going to keep building on that. So you want to introduce yourself. You want to basically say, I own, located in, we sell, my customers are, our unique selling point is, our value statement is, maybe ask me 3 questions to clarify. You can just say, ask me questions to clarify. I usually, again, give a limit to it. So when you introduce yourself, again, attach documents, attach your mission statement, your value statement, about us, blogs, articles, information, anything that you want it to need or to read and understand to process the requests. So we're going to tell ChatGPT, because your tasks are going to change. Again, maybe you're on the HR role, maybe you're doing social marketing, maybe you're doing just email marketing, maybe you want something on staff meetings. So you're going to kind of change your role as to what they're the expert in. So tell them what they are. You are an email marketing expert. You are a social media marketer. You are a HR expert in this. And then what you want it to do, your goal and purpose, how you want it to give a response back. Maybe you want it to be engaging. Maybe you want it to be funny. Maybe you want it to be professional. Maybe you want it to be a casual with a professional undertone. You tell it all this information, who your audience is, how you want the information, what kind of format. You want bullet points, a checklist, a PDF. Change that and make it 1 page. Like all of these things you can tell it to do, and then any additional information that you have. You can put all of this in there, and you're going to use in your worksheet, you should have this cheat sheet. So if you start your prompts off giving this direction, then it's going to help give you a better response back. So let's see.
This is really cool, Angie.
It is pretty cool. Once we get going and like, I'm going to like push some information into it, it's going to be really cool. So again, just remember quick tips, Control Enter to space between thoughts when you're on desktop, paperclip icon, attach documents. The voice, you'll either have a microphone or a sound wave icon for using voice. Make sure your memory is turned on. Again, settings, personalization, memory, toggled on. Ask clear questions, give clear directions, start new sessions. Don't have a one long running question, like write an email, write an HR policy, do this, separate them out so it doesn't get confused. Know when to give up. This is one of the hardest ones for me to do, I'll be honest, because I want to keep going. But sometimes Risali and I, we have a little butting of the heads, and she's getting confused on what I want, and I'm getting frustrated because I'm not getting what I want. So I have to basically say, okay, I'm going to come back to this. And then I'm going to read through my chat and figure out where I got derailed, where I either told it something bad, gave it bad information, or the response it gave wasn't right and I didn't catch it. So I kind of, and those conversations, again, just like you're having a fight with somebody, know when to just give up and walk away. And then don't overload the prompt. Don't keep going and going and going, giving it way too much stuff so that it can't keep up and it can't analyze. There are times when I will say, I will upload a document and I will say, basically, take some time and analyze this before you respond. And then there's a little bit of a lag because it is stopping for a minute or seconds and analyzing it more before it gives me its first response. It's, yeah, yep, Kelly, kinda, yep. So we're gonna start from the very beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning. Okay, so I'm gonna come out of my screen here for a second. Neil, is there anything in there that we need to
No,
talk about?
no, that's kind of neat. I mean, Melissa even used it to decipher some medical results and explain it in plain English, which is really sweet. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Great point, April. You may want to separate them out so you can go back and find what you are specifically looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we have ones on all sorts of different topics.
Yep. So here we are. Here we are. Here we are. I'm going to move a couple things so I have you have the screen up in front of you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just when you first come on, so generic, nothing's here. You'll have the profile again up there, your chat GPT prompt over here, collapse the sidebar, search, new chat. So we're going to just come right in here, and I am not going to take the time to type everything in. So I am going to copy and paste some information in here. Okay. If I had more time, I would. But basically what it says, remember that introduction, I own the store, I am in this location, we sell, we're special because, and then what our store value statement is below. And so I've written all of it out, okay? So I've taken all of this information and hopefully it's going to just spit it out, spit something out. Sometimes it's just going to sit there and think. So right now it's just thinking. Okay. So thanks for sharing such a detailed and inspiring description of Absolutely Her. I can't remember who asked about conversational. So it is kind of conversational. And we're outstanding. So what areas of your business do you want the most help with? And I'm just going to say email marketing for today. Email marketing for consigners and shoppers. And then control enter because I'm going to the next line. Do you have an online presence? Yes. And if I'm up or lower, doesn't really matter. Website with e-commerce. Next question, are any upcoming promotions or events you like? Not yet. For that one, how do I currently attract new customers and consigners? We're just gonna go word of mouth and social media. So we're gonna start with that.
Becky's taking off her tin hat.
You're ready for this. I've converted you, yes. Okay, so it's thinking a second here. It might be a little slow because I've got so much up and going. But come on, baby.
You're not going to crash the internet tonight, Angie, are you?
Gosh, I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to just keep typing and see what it does. So remember when I said that I wanted it to prompt it to act like. So we're going to prompt it to act like an email oh, I see a flash. Email marketing expert. Okay, here we go. So it's giving me some email ideas, some emails for consigners and some emails for shoppers. So that's my first kind of brainstorming session that I'm having with it. But let's say I know what I want. So I want them to act like an email expert, write an email that encourages women to bring in their items to consign. Our consignment guidelines are below. I could have attached a document, but if I attach a document in this, it's going to basically freeze me and I don't want to do that. So I'm just typing it all out. So I want them to use the information about how to bring items in as a reminder email to those who have consigned and to get new people coming in. We're taking springs items right now, not quite flip-flops. Email should be informative and engaging. Ask the reader to think about what's in their own closet. And here's how we accept consignments. So I'm going to go back down to the very bottom. And it's okay. It doesn't want me to. Hold on. Okay. I'm just telling it basically slow down just a smidgy. Read it good, and then give me an email. So it's writing my email, and you know, if I look at it, can you all see the screen okay? Do I need to make
Yep,
it
it's going great, Angie. Coming up great.
okay. So remember, it likes feedback. So I'm going to tell it this is okay, but we want to do a little bit better. So see this down arrow right here? I can click on that. It just means there's more information down below. This icon will read it aloud. This one I can copy and it will copy everything, including their comments. I can rate it as a good response, bad response. I can edit in Canvas, which is just another part of the GPT screen. And I can switch model. There's different model types inside ChatGPT. We're not going to do any of that, but those options are there. So I'm going to tell it, okay, great response, 6 out of 10, but I want a 10 out of 10. I want it more personal and appealing. I want to draw them in and make them want to consign because it cleans out their closet so they can use money to buy things to refresh their own closet. And I want more storytelling. No, you don't. You don't have to use Canvas. So sometimes it gives you one response, sometimes it gives you two. So then you can choose, you can read and figure out which one of these do I want to use. Let's see, which one's going to appeal more? I'm going to pick this one because how many times have I've thought I have nothing to wear while staring at this huge rack of clothes, right? So I'm going to go with this one. Everything I'm going to assume is looking good. Normally I would read through it, blah, 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 looks good to me. I'm going to prefer this response. So I'm going to just pick. We're going to go with this one. Great. Perfect. So think about it already. We have an email. We've gotten some brainstorm ideas. We've got an email that we've written for consigners to get them to bring in what we want, right? So, okay, what's the next step here? I can either let it go and be done with it, or I can continue on and make a whole email sequence. I would rather make a sequence and do this just one time. Because they're already in this train of thought, we are going to give it another tidbit of information. This is perfect. Again, a little praise. Let's take this, make it a second one that now invites people to a special consignment day event. One day, we're going to focus on certain brands, Lulu, Free People, Madewell, and Adidas. If they bring in and we accept 10 or more, they're going to get 10 extra bucks. That's the date, that's the time. Again, 10 more. Let's see what they do with this one. Hit that down arrow.
Oh, thank you, Rose. Angie is doing an amazing job.
Thank you. Okay, so let's say I've read through this, I've done it. I love everything about it. it's perfect. If it's not, I'm gonna have that conversation back and forth, right? So, but no, you guys, you have two sides to your story, right? Um, so let's take it to the other side. If we're targeting consigners to bring in all this great stuff, what's happened, right? Now we've gotten all of this stuff and those brands that they love. So now we're going to write a follow-up email telling our shopping customers that we just got a ton of their favorite stuff in and they should be coming in fast. So we're going to tell it that. It is insane, Leanne, right? Totally insane. Okay. Now, if you look at this, does anybody love this? I certainly do not. I do not love this response. So guess what? We're going to tell it we don't like it. It's only a 4 out of 10. Remember, she's the expert in telling customers to come in and shop with us. It's too short, no storytelling. Add reasons to come in that they just can't live without what we have at a fraction of retail cost. Okay. So now she's telling the story, right? You know that feeling when you score an amazing piece, though she spelled amazing wrong, right? One that fits perfectly, elevates your style, makes you feel unstoppable. Now imagine getting that same thrill at a fraction of the retail price. This is your moment. That is what's going to draw me in more than that first boring one. But I told her, hey, we're only at a 4 out of 10. We want to make this 10 out of 10. Let's do it. So I'm going to tell her, love it. Again, I should just copy and paste. Love it. And remember I talked about earlier, I loved how you were able to convey my message. What other emails should I send out that goes along with this event and shopping with us? Let's see what she has to say. I'm glad you loved it. She's going to respond to your encouragement. Right, do a last call, last chance to earn extra store credit, post-event shopper email, VIP access, which now means, ooh, that's a promo idea. I could do a sneak peek, early access for my shoppers, right? I could do a thing about what sells best. And then it says, would you like me to draft one of these? So I could say, sure. Let's do, I'm just going to tell it, number 3. Let's do, it's going to be, let's just see what she comes up with. Number 3, all by itself, nothing else. So it's just filling in the information. You're a VIP. We have something extra special for you. You get first dibs before the crowds rush in on Saturday. It's all there. It is all right there for you. So again, we just said we needed an email to get some consigners in. And now we've got this whole thing, a shopping, consigning event, shopping event, sneak peeks, all this. But you know what? But wait, there's more. Okay. So now let's say, because why stop there? I want a social media for Facebook post. There you go. Let's say I love it. Okay, now tweak it to make it Instagram. So now I have a whole email sequence to shoppers and suppliers. I have Facebook post and I have Instagram post. Karen, you're doing an email now.
I love you, Karen. Thank you.
So think about all the different things. Remember that long train of thought I had. It can do your long train of thoughts, just break it up into other short conversations, but it can go through and it can do this. You guys, there's so much information in here and so much that it has access to that it can blow your mind. But there's one thing that I'm going to stop my screen share and go and show you real quick before. Okay. Let's try this again. Remember earlier when I told you that you could upload all that information about from your website? If you go to this website, and we'll put it in the events so you can see it, you can type your website in there. I'm not a robot. So this is just the page. This is about the About Us page from Next Level Resale, and I can hit convert to text. So when I do this, it converts it all to text. I can just copy it all, throw it into a Word document, take out all this Home Academy, all this stuff, because it's not necessary, and just start with, excuse me, we are your consignment coaches. So then you're going to have, you can save these documents, and then again, you go back into your Chat GPT and you use the little paperclip, and bingo, you're adding all of this information. Your head is spinning. I'm sorry, Kim. I hope that.
But it's spinning in a good way. I'm going to argue that Kim's head's spinning in a good way, and we're going to help you swim upstream with this. I mean, because you know, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it, Angie.
There is, and we have just
we're just dipping our toe. We're just dipping our toe in the water. We don't even want you to swim right now. We just want you to dip your toe.
just walk along the shore a little bit.
Yeah.
Along
Angie loves walking along the shore whenever we're in an area with water.
Yes, I'm all about that. So, okay, I am going to go back to where we were here, I believe is where we left off. Is that correct? Right? Can you see my blue screen right now?
It is blue. Yes.
Okay. But wait, there's more. Neil, I'm going to turn this over to you.
All right. So you guys want to take your business to the next level, and you want to see how to actually use and profit from these tools and help it learn your voice even more. We have a 3-day, 3-part virtual seminar. I guess I got to get my terminology right. You didn't put me through the Chat GPT. That we are going to spend on 3 areas of using ChatGPT for social media, promotions and events, and for the hiring process. And we're going to have this virtual class on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th from 12 to 4 each day. And it will also be, you'll also have access to the recordings. That is key. They will be recorded each day, and you'll have access to the recordings and the ability to ask questions and actually work on yours. It is $149 for members, $299 for non-members. If you're not a member, you should be. Okay, especially if you're going to get in the pool with ChatGPT. We have so many other great lessons. Many of you here are already members, but the savings there pays for it as well, which is terrific. But you're also going to get our Hiring Pro module, which is really amazing because we have our own module for ChatGPT, and it will turn you upside down. It will completely change your hiring process, and it is so cool. It is so amazing.
Right. So what that is going to do, you guys, is when you ask the questions, the responses are geared specifically toward consignment and resale. So you're not going to get a job description for a Bed Bath & Beyond kind of a store or anything. You're going to get a job description for consignment, resale, and thrift. It's going to key in on all of that stuff, everything that's in the interview questions, everything that you could think of. It will also, I'm going to give you a little snippet of what it can do. It can analyze resumes. it can look at your resumes and tell you red flags for the people. And then it can tell you questions to ask to get rid of those red flags, like either knock this person out or, yeah, keep,
Qualify them to better qualify that person.
right,
Maybe it's just a yellow flag, and you need to ask a follow-up question of them to qualify them. And it's a great question to ask in a phone interview before you take your time meeting them in person.
exactly. So there is no other consignment GPT generator out there. We have the only consignment resale and thrift hiring pro, and you never know what other pros might come along.
Yeah, it is really amazing what we've been working on and writing to work specifically with this and actually help you elevate your store in minutes. I mean, in minutes, rather than days, not hours. It really does. It becomes transformative because you're actually making progress and rapid. So it's truly amazing. And April has fun surprises in line too.
Yeah.
So we have that class coming up. It will be live each day, Eastern time. Okay. We will be live for that 4-hour period each day. But if you can't make it, or one of the days you can only make it part of the day, it will all be recorded and you'll have access to that, which is really a great way to reinforce the learning that we're doing. And you get the hiring pro, which is just truly the HR pro, which is unbelievable.
It is so cool. I've been having
Well, we love our in person too. We love our in person too, Heather. We really do. But we're also trying to make things easy, okay, and make the access easy because you don't have to fly to see us. But don't worry, we're going to have other ones in person. We have other in person workshops. April's been meeting with Jose and working on dates for other topics in person. But this is so incredibly valuable and so transformative. We wanted to just focus on this and create this virtual event for you.
Exactly. Yes, this session is recorded. So it should, Neil, it should be up, right? Well, it's
it'll be in the Facebook group automatically. It'll be in the Facebook group automatically.
Yeah. So it's it's there for you. Let's see, what else? What did we miss? Did we miss
No,
anything?
is the sign up live on the page right now?
That's the thing. The sign up, it will be as soon as I get off, I'm going to turn it on. So if you are a member, you need to go into your dashboard, into your member dashboard on the side. At the very top, it's going to, on the sidebar, at the very top, it's going to have the coupon code that will take the $150 off of the price. You will also, if you're a member, be getting an email that's going to come through the announcements. So it'll have the code in there as well. The regular sign up, if you're not a member, will be on the website live as soon as I can do the magic on that too. So
right. But if you have any questions about it, any questions about the membership, just reach out to hello@nextlevelresale.com. We're happy to help because we're about taking you to your next level. We're not trying to make you the same as every other store. We're trying to get you to your next place. And, there's lots of people on here that have worked with us for years and lots of people on here that are new to us, that haven't, and that's wonderful. We love it all. But we love elevating stores and just have the best time, whether it's in person or virtually, we just have the best time working with stores on their business. So it's
absolutely
awesome.
So I feel like we hit all the questions, I believe.
I think so. I think we got it all. But if any come up, just reach out, hello@nextlevelresale.com.
Yeah, exactly. And Neil, I'm gonna, I think tonight was amazing. And I would say it wasn't AH amazing, it's AI amazing.
Oh,
amazing. I actually had a slide.
Hey.
I had a slide on that, but I took the
Hey,
Thanks, you guys.
Hey, Rosemary, I didn't even see you sneak in there. Hope you're
I
doing
didn't
well.
either. Yeah, so it is AI amazing. The Hiring Pro is going to be an awesome tool for you. So, and that is included in that members, in that 3-day workshop thing. So
Yeah, you're gonna be blown away
yeah, you never know.
by it.
Yeah, so, okay.
Great job. Can't wait to see you all there. We will see you in just a few short weeks there at the beginning of March. But
Yep.
get signed up so that we max out our seats on that. And we look forward to having you there.
Exactly. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Have a
taking
great
the time.
night, everybody.
See you guys later. Bye-bye.